Okay, this is the third time I'm making this video. I am so tired. But I need to get this done while the puzzle has fit in my brain and I can remember what it is. Okay, so on my previous video, I explained these two, okay? I'm trying to explain penis B, okay? This is penis A, B, C. I'm trying to explain penis B. But I explain penis C as well because it helps understand by comparing. But I realized that if I explain these two, eventually I explain this as well. So it's gonna be another complete video. So to go with the conclusion first, I'm trying to explain why on penis B it's 10%. On penis C and A it's 100% and 100%. And you'll get what I mean by 10% or 100% throughout the video. I'm trying to explain why on B it's 10%, not 100. So I'll just call it ABC, okay? So we have a penis, right? But depending on whether you got a circumcision or no, depending on if you didn't get a circumcision or you did get a circumcision, we become different people. It's like cows. In Korea, when you farm cows, we cut off their balls, which we call 거세우 in Korean, which means cow with penis cut. And the cow becomes better quality and it doesn't smell if you cut the cow's balls. Let's just call it penis to be easy. If you cut the cow's penis, yeah, they don't smell because they don't ejaculate sperm, okay? And the cows that do ejaculate sperm, they smell when you eat it. They smell, okay? So depending on whether the cow is um, the balls or the penis is cut or not, they become different cows. They become different quality of cows. Just like that, people uh, become different people, different quality of people, depending on which penis you have. Really, they do. So let me read this for you. So penis A is intact penis, like didn't get a circumcision. It's just growing just as it is from a baby. Okay, so intact penis. This is best. So type B is circumcised before first ejaculation. So ejaculation, the word is kind of hard, so let's just call it masturbation. Um, it could be a sex with a girl or masturbation, but I don't know. For me, masturbation, and for probably most of you, like I don't know in America how it is, but um, masturbation will be easier. So type C is circumcision after first masturbation. So C is before, B is before, and C is after. Okay. So there are three background knowledges that you need to know before we start the video. Knowledge one, background knowledge one. You need to know how addiction works. So if you do one pack of cigarette a day, so I'm saying a day because we could put up if we have a standard, it's easier. So I'm putting the standard into days, 1 day. Okay, the standard is 1 day. So if you do one pack of cigarette a day, you just need to keep doing one pack of cigarette a day for the rest of your life because the addiction channel, it's not real, it's imaginary, okay? But it helps you understand, so I'm using it. The addiction channel forms into one, okay, one. So the thickness of this addiction channel is 1 centimeters. But if you start doing 2 packs of cigarettes every day, now the thickness of your addiction channel is 2. The thickness is 2 centimeters. So you need to do 2 packs of cigarette every day. And you can go up, but you can't go down. That's just how the body works. Okay, it's just like for me, I don't smoke, so I'm doing 0 packs of cigarette every day, and yeah, because I do zero, I don't need to smoke. But if you do 1 pack of cigarette a day, if I did, then I would have to keep doing 1 pack of cigarette a day, and I can't go back to zero. And that is why people who smoke keep smoking. It, so we're talking about addiction. So it's the same with drugs. If you do like I don't know what the standard they use, it like grams or ounces or anyway, if you do 10 grams of drug a day, you just need to do 10 grams of drugs every day. But if you start doing 20, you need to do 20 every day. You can't go back to 10, okay? If you did 20 and you try to go back to 10 because of the addiction a 2 centimeter addiction channel which is thicker already made your brain addicted to 20 grams of drug. um it needs 20 grams every day, not 10. If you have 10, the brain will crave for another 10 more, okay? So that's how addiction works. It's not like you just take it in. Like, like gravity, it's just there and you take it in. You don't ask why there's gravity. Like you can actually, but you just take it in, okay? That's how addiction works. So this is background knowledge 1. Background knowledge 2. Okay. What the hospital lies about the foreskin of the penis is that they say it's just like the double eyelid surgery, okay? But eyelids don't have important nerves in it, do they? But the foreskin of the penis has sexual nerves in it, which is different from a double eyelid, right? Surgery, right? Because it has sexual nerves, which is really, really important, okay? And when you get a circumcision, 90% of the sexual nerves that were in your penis, it gets cut off. It gets cut off with the foreskin. Okay? It's in the foreskin and it gets cut off. And you only have 10% left, okay? So this is knowledge, background knowledge too. In the penis, when it's intact, it has sexual nerves. 100%. It's there. But when you get a circumcision, you cut off the foreskin, right? So when you're cutting off, you're actually cutting off 90% of the sexual nerves when you get a circumcision. And those sexual nerves are what gives you orgasm. And women might think orgasm is bad, but orgasm is actually what gives you the sexual relief from your desire or your urges. So in other words, orgasm equals to sexual urge relief. That's background knowledge 2. Okay. Background knowledge 3. Every time you masturbate, like every time you ejaculate, the sperm that comes out is very, very condensed energy. Like it comes from your blood, and then if there's not enough in your blood, it comes from your bone, and if there's not enough from your bone, it comes from your brain, it comes from your lymph fluid, it comes from your organs, like it comes from all over your body. And it's very condensed energy of protein and water, like oxygen. No, water is hydrogen. So if you keep ejaculating a lot, like once a day is okay, but if you go over once a day, like twice a day or 3 times a day, you're actually losing energy. Then, okay, so these are speed that your body produces the sperm, right? It's perfect for once a day. If you go twice a day, then you're doing too much, okay? It's not following up to the speed that your body is producing, okay? Your balls are producing sperm, right? It produces enough for once a day, not twice a day. Okay, if you go over once a day, your body is actually getting degraded. Your body is getting weaker. Okay, so this is background knowledge 3. Okay, so let me get to the point, okay? So now I'm going to the main point and I'm explaining to you ABC. Before ABC, I'm going to explain CBA in this order because I don't know. Like I said, I made yeah, this helps best, I think. Okay. So before we get into it, so you have a penis and you have a brain. So the penis is where it functions to give you orgasm. The penis is where it functions to give you sexual desire relief, sexual urge relief, right? And the brain is where the like the hardware, let's call it, I don't know, like where the command center, like where the base of the addiction is. So like if you're addicted, it's not addicted on the penis, okay? It's addicted on the brain, okay? Okay, yeah. And so the penis and the brain, you can physically see it, it's there, but this addiction channel, it's imaginary. I I'm using it so it helps explain, okay? You can't see the addiction channel, okay? And depending on like if we would prefer it to the cigarette or the drug, like cigarette, if you do 1 pack you get 1 centimeter. If you do 2 packs a day you get 2 centimeters. If you get 3 packs a day you get 3 centimeters. You can go up but you can't go down. That's how the addiction works. And when you get a circumcision you cut the foreskin of your penis, right? Like we all know that physically, like you don't cut anything like in the head or the brain, right? So nothing gets cut here. It gets cut here in the penis, okay? And because like I said, the addiction channel is imaginary, we don't cut anything here, okay? Because it's imaginary, you can't cut it. So okay, now let me explain from type C, okay? So circumcision after your first ejaculation. Hey, actually, there's a fourth background knowledge that goes before all of this, goes before explaining all of this. So let me explain first. Let me explain that first. So, where's the mouse? Yeah, when you're 15 years old, you go through puberty, right? So your body is evolving from boy to man, right? So like I'm like it's the age 15 years old. It's all different. Like some people in primary school, some people middle school. It's all different. But we need a standard. So it's 15 for me. So before 15 years old, you uh you don't get this hormone called testosterone. Okay, this is man hormone. Okay, this is what makes man. Okay, if you're a woman, you get estrogen, which may there is woman hormone. If you get estrogen, you become woman. If you get testosterone, you become man. Okay, so before you're 15, you don't. Your body does not produce testosterone by itself. After you're 15, your body produces testosterone. Okay, so X and O. So um because of the testosterone, the testosterone is what makes you get sexual desire and sexual relief. So before you're 15 you don't have sexual desire, but after you're 15 you do have sexual desire. So this is background knowledge for which just came up. Okay, so the color for type C will be purple. Okay. Type C is the type of penis that got circumcised after first ejaculation, after first masturbation. So when you go through puberty and you're 15 and you get testosterone, so you didn't have sexual desire, but because now you do have testosterone, because you're over 15, now you have sexual desire. Okay? So when you first get your sexual desire, you masturbate. Um, for me, I was a really naive kid. I didn't know what porn was. I didn't know what sex was. But like when I went through my puberty, like I don't know how it came into me. Somehow I opened my eyes. Now I could see that women are sexy. Okay, and I had this like ticklish feeling in my penis that like when I touch it, it felt good. So we need a standard, so it's me, but I think most of you will be kind of the same. Because of that ticklish feeling on my foreskin, on the tip of my penis, I keep on touching it, and no one told me how to masturbate. No one told me that you have to grab the stick and you have to go up and down to make it ejaculate. Nobody told me that, but I just knew somehow because of my sexual desire. So because it's type C, which is circumcised after your first ejaculation. So first, so oh no, the story goes. Okay, just forget what I said. The story goes: you're 15 now. You masturbate, and because you didn't get your circumcision yet, you get sexual. No, you get sexual desire relief 100%. You get 100% orgasm, right? Because all the sexual nerves are still here. It's intact, right? Um, because it's um because you have 100% of all your sexual nerves still left and intact when you masturbate and you ejaculate. 100% thickness of addiction channel forms, and it affects the brain, and the brain gets addicted to 100%. Okay, so when type C penis did his first masturbation, it got the brain to get addicted 100% because it has 100% sexual nerves, and the penis gave 100% orgasm, which is 100% sexual relief. Because of the 100% orgasm, you get 100% addiction channel, and the brain is 100% addicted. Now that you got your circumcision, because we're talking about circumcised after first ejaculation, now you ejaculate and now you need to get the circumcision, right? Like it says, right? Because you got the circumcision, like I told you on background knowledge 3 or something, the 90% of the sexual nerves got cut off, and now you only have 10% left. Okay, so if you masturbate after your first after your circumcision, the penis can only function to only give 100% desire. 10% desire, only 10% sexual desire relief, sexual relief. But because the brain is addicted to 100%, it needs 90 more. So you would have to masturbate 9 more times to make it 100, right? And this tragic story is about me. Because of this, so my penis is type C, which is the worst, okay? Because of this phenomenon, I used to masturbate 5 to 8 times a day from 15 years old to 18 years old, okay? So, and because I masturbated, we need a standard. So let's just say 10 times, okay, to make it easy, okay? But in real, it was about 5 to 8, okay? But so because I used to masturbate 10 times every day, when you should be masturbating once a day, like I said on background knowledge 2 or something, sperm is really condensed energy, and if you keep using it, your body becomes weaker, and my body became weaker, okay? So there is a side effect here. My penis is this, this is a big problem. And yeah, C explained. Now we're talking about penis type B, which is circumcised before first ejaculation. So B will be orange, 10, 10, 10. Okay. When the penis, so I see this story comes before all of these. So I become 15 and I get my sexual desire because of the testosterone. Now I have to masturbate. So when I did my first masturbation, because we're talking about first ejaculation, first masturbation, when I did my first masturbation, because my penis already had the circumcision done, I had 10% of the sexual nerves left when I did my first masturbation. If you're type B, which is my little brother, that's how I know. So when he first did his first masturbation, because he only had 10% of the sexual nerves left already, because he already got the circumcision done, he could only get 10% orgasm, okay? 10% sexual urge relief, which related him to get only 10% of the addiction channel. So the addiction channel is 10 times thinner, which is imaginary. The brain got addicted to 10%, not 100%. So there's no problem here, even though it's 10%, okay? Even though it's 10%, because it's 10, 10, 10. It's 10, 100, 100. You get it? The brain is only addicted to 10%. So even though it only gets 10% of the sexual desire relief, there's no side effect, because the brain is only addicted to 10% anyways. So there's no side effect here either. Now we're talking about penis A, which is intact, which is already explained because it's green, okay? So it's 100, 100, 100, which is 100, 100, 100. I've already explained it. So he becomes 15, and because now he gets hormone, testosterone, now he has sexual desire. So he gets instinctively drawn to his first masturbation. That's how I did it. So it's intact. So all the 100% of the sexual nerves are still here. So he gets 100% of the orgasm, which is the same as 100% sexual desire relief. Because he gets 100% orgasm, his addiction channel forms by 100%, okay? Which leads him to get 100%, the brain to get 100% addicted, right? So there's no problem here either, because it's 100, 100, 100. So if you subtract 100 by 100, it's 0. So there's no problem. And on the purple one, if you subtract 100 to 100, it's 0. So there's no problem. I know, excuse me. It's not 100 here, right? It's 10 here, right? Because it got circumcised and got degraded to 10%, right? So if you subtract 10 to 100, it's minus 90. So you need 90 more, right? So there is a problem. But if you subtract 10 from 10, it's 0. So there's no problem there, right? So that is why some people say circumcision is a problem, and there are other people outside protesting that circumcision ruined their life. So for some people it's not a problem, and for some people it is a problem, but they don't know about this detail, so they only think about if they're circumcised, yes or no. But there's actually circumcised no and circumcised yes, but in the yes there's actually two types. But they think there's only one type. They think yes or no, no or yes, but in real it's no and yes, but there are two types of yeses. That is why there are people who thinks circumcision is a problem, and some people think circumcision isn't a problem because it's orange and purple, right? So we're talking about orange and purple. To some people, it's not a problem because 10. To some people, it is a problem because 100. Okay, it's different. Okay, 10 and 100, and 10 is 0. Like when you masturbate once, all your sexual urges get relieved. Okay, brain needs 10%. The penis gives you 10%. It's all relieved. But on the purple one, if you're circumcised after first ejaculation, the brain needs 100%, but you can only give 10% because now it was cut. Okay, so it was 100. I'm explaining again. It was 100, but it got cut. It was 100 before the It was 100, so it affected the brain to get 100% addicted. But afterwards, because he got the circumcision after the first ejaculation, and the first ejaculation is what I just explained, what caused the brain to get addicted to the 100%. But now he is left with 10% because it got circumcised. Now he has side effects because the penis can only function to give you 10% orgasm or 10% sexual desire relief, but the brain actually needs 100%. Yeah, so this, I know this penis because this is my penis right now, which is tragic. I'm fucking dying because of circumcision, really. And I know this penis because this penis is intact penis. Like I said, circumcision after first ejaculation. So I'm talking about after. So before it was intact, right? Before it was intact, 100, 100, 100. So this is before and this is after, right? Before it was intact. So I know how intact penises feel like. So I know this penis as well. And then B is my little brother. I had him next to me all my life, very close to me. So I know how this penis works too, because I saw my brother, okay? So I understand all these three penises. And yeah, debunked. You get it, right? And some people, some person left a comment. Never mind about that. Just to let you know, I'm doing this because I want to be on the same side with Jesus, and Jesus is on the good side, so I'm trying to be on the good side as well because I know he will take me to heaven. And that's what most people who are in tragic situations, like I don't know, like I don't like blind or can't speak, like no offense to them, but or can't walk, all those type of crippled people believe in Jesus, right? Just like me. Yeah, I believe in Jesus too. But it's not because I'm sick. It's because that's how Jesus actually comes to you. He comes to you when you're at your lowest point. And like, if I said this to public and someone else said it, then it won't be really amazing. But if someone says it and that's what I thought too, now it's amazing, right? Because I never told anyone. But like all those other guys that meet Jesus like me, that's all what they say. They all say they meet them at their lowest point. Okay, so you're not at your lowest point, so Jesus, I don't know, he won't come to you, I think, yet, hopefully, or you can go find him right now. But it's really hard if you're not at your lowest point. Anyways, I'm telling you this because I want to be on the same side with Jesus, which is a good side, okay? I mean, life is a competition, right? But I'm cooperating, which is the opposite to competition, right? Like, the world runs by market. That's the best word I got. The market means some people are rich, some people have lots of money, and some people have less money. And that means, there's a competition because some people have lots of money, some people have less money, and then when you're competing, you don't tell people that are competing with you good information. Because if you, for example, if you're a runner, let's say, and like protein is good for people who runs, if you tell people next to you that are competing with you that protein is good, will be good for your running, now they'll become stronger competitors, which will make you comparatively a weaker competitor because he became stronger, right? Like, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. So I know, yeah, I shouldn't be telling you this, but I'm telling you this. Adverse my who I really am, adverse to who I really am, I'm a bad person because I want to be on the same side with Jesus, which is a good side, which is the cooperating side, which is a loving side, not the competing and the fighting side. Okay? Bye bye.